it up for Ohio State.
You've waited all day for this.
Don't let that team stand in the way. He's going to take it to the house. 85 yards. Down the right side going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Oh, Brad Rucker for the touchdown. Kraft shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
All right, here we go on a top of the roller coaster Wednesday. Timmy Hall here with you. You got my man Baker running the show and on the update desk tonight. And to my right, my friend and yours, it's a DeVier Day Wednesday. DeVier Posey, everybody.
Must be hump day. I'm here.
Yes, it is, man. It's good to see you, buddy.
What's up, Tim? How you doing? I know you're excited for this weekend.
Oh, my goodness. I know you are, too, because I can tell. I can spot a guy that's getting the golf bug like anybody. And you've got it, my friend.
You spotted me, and you're right. I am locked in.
Yeah.
Like every free 2 hours, 3-4 hours where I'm just sitting there, I'm like, I'm going to the range. Let me see if I can get 9 in.
It's a sickness.
It's a sickness.
And you don't even have time for all that either. That's the thing. It is such it's an endeavor, right? I've said this before. My ideal day to be out on the course would be for me to have an off day in the middle of the week. You know, free and clear from the weekends because stuff can get busy. And
With
again,
the fam,
I'm also thinking about my family and all that. That's always in the back of my mind, no matter what. Even if you get the message from the wife, it's like, you should go play golf today. I'm like, should I really? Are you really telling me that? Yeah. Am I still going to get that text when I'm on 15 green? Are you going to be done soon? There's no worse feeling. No worse feeling in the world than when you're playing golf and you're not done and you get a text
and you're
asking
rushed.
if you're done yet. You're like, oh, God, I better get out of here quick.
Golfing and being rushed is not a good mix.
Yeah, how'd that go for you? How'd that go for you last week? You were trying to do the show here.
I felt it. I didn't even get the putt on 18. And you know that handshake with your group that you just want to do on 18. It's like, I didn't even get to do it.
You didn't even get to remove the hat and
I didn't get to
do the handshake.
No.
The ceremonial handshake. Well, we were like taking bets around here. There was no way that you were going to make it on time. There was no way. If you did a full 18 holes of golf, he was up at Scioto Reserve, folks. It was a 1:00 tee time.
It was hot.
Yeah, knowing what he kept saying the day before, coming in hot. I'm like, you'll be coming in late. That's what you'll be coming in.
We were at 15 at 5:15, and I was like, there's no way I'm getting these done. Then we rolled around 17. It was about
wait. So you're at 15.
15
so
or 16.
So
we were just coming off of 15.
So you had to skip 16 and 17.
No. We just hurry golf.
You just sped right through them?
Hurry golf, just analyzing. Let's just get up to the green.
Yeah, just step up and swing. Yeah.
And I didn't end up putting on 18.
Right. So because it was at 5:30 by then? And you're like, it's got to go. It's a 30-minute drive from up there, potentially. 28 minutes to get here from about any place in the city. No, I'm absolutely shocked that you made it down here in time. I was literally shocked that you made it here in time. But you know what? We've got a lot going on this week with the Memorial, as you mentioned, and I know you're excited to do the show out there on Sunday. So that's a big day. I mean, hey, 11 to 2 on Sunday. You'll be getting – actually, it's going to be a different time. You're going to be from 1 to 4 on Sunday.
Yes.
Because we got this other specialty show after On the Money. We'll do a little Memorial special. I think Scotty and AR are going to stick around and do that from 11 to 1. So then you and Tito will go 1 to 4. And at that point in time, guys will be coming down the back stretch on the back 9, or maybe just starting the back 9. But you'll be able to break down a lot and get a feel for who's going to win that tournament at Jack's place.
So where are we going to be situated, Tim? Because I'm a rookie for the Memorial coverage. This is my first media pass.
You will be at a really good spot. It's kind of right by the short game area.
Okay.
It's a very popular spot. You will be seen. You will be seen by a good number of patrons. There's a couple different entrances to the golf course, but you're basically going to be on a paved path that comes from, I think, the main shuttle bus entrance.
Oh, nice.
So, it'll be
nice.
It'll be good.
Maybe my Twitter followers will go up.
There's some concessions. There's the Champions Pavilion is right there, the volunteer tent. There's a merchandise tent that's set up right near there. So you will get the followers up, but you're DeVier Posey. Come on. You're DeVier Posey. I'm excited for the rest of the hour, he's sitting out there right now, but for the next few segments, we're going to have some fun with a former teammate of yours.
Let's go.
You guys shared the field a lot in your days at Ohio State, and I've heard plenty of legends about you, DeVier, but...
Wait, what?
I've heard plenty of legends about your skill and how you would dominate at Ohio State.
I hope it wasn't High Street legends.
Well, do tell. Thank you, Ryan.
All fair.
No. I want you to clean it up as best you can, or maybe even not, and tell us. So, were you walking tall on High Street, or were you slumming in some of the back alleys?
Yeah, no,
Which was it?
I wasn't in Pearl Alley. I was right on High Street.
Pearl Alley, right.
Yeah.
Yes to both. Uh-huh.
These were the pre-NIL days.
I would have, but I didn't have any money, right? But I was going to say, I've heard so many stories of Dane and how Dane just was uncoverable in practice.
Yeah.
Nobody could ever lock Dane down. I'm sure you'd say the same about you.
Yeah. No, the thing about Dane that a lot of people don't understand is he drove this Jeep Cherokee. It was probably like a 1997. Like it was like champagne brown. And we would leave.
Just a rough looking car.
No, it was Jeeps run forever, right? You know.
Yeah, you know what? Now that I think about it, it's a good model.
Highest
Cherokee.
Highest resale value in America annually. So
the Wrangler, I'm sure, would be that.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. So he has a Wrangler, and we would
he had a Wrangler. You said Cherokee, I thought.
It's a Jeep, Tim.
Okay. Well, it's a big difference to me. Those Wranglers are man. Like
it was a Cherokee. I don't know. No, it wasn't a Wrangler. It was a Cherokee.
Okay.
For sure.
All right. Let's not get stuck on the SUV here.
So we would leave, we would eat, and the way I had to go home was past the Woody. And I would always see this guy's car there.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And I'm like, what is he possibly doing? Like, what are you doing in the Woody, man? Did somebody pick you up? Are you just trying to mess with us? And we had this thing where it was like, me and Dane could never be destroyed in running. Like we would eat any running that Eric Lichter, our strength coach, would throw at us.
Okay.
And
easy.
So it was like this, like we pushed each other, such healthy competition, but it made us depend, like we can depend on each other. We were both dependable to each other. We trusted each other because of our work ethic, and that those extra things, and just knowing that he would know the plays, or he would know different checks or different things for scouting that week. I always depended on Dane to just get that second word in the game. And he had this intense look in his eyes in the huddle. He never wore a visor. And I would always be like, yes. Like, Dane, you can watch my kids. Yes.
Well, that's what you're looking for, right?
Absolutely.
It sounds like the perfect kind of teammate. And, there's nothing better than a dynamic duo, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Especially you play one of those positions where you're going to rely with one, maybe sometimes two other guys that could be on the field at the same time, depending on what kind of formation you're in. Same thing with running backs, and that's even if they're on the same field at the same time or not, but they rely on each other and depend on each other to keep the offense going. You guys had that. And it was there with Terrell Pryor, and that trust with your quarterback and the talent and the skill that was there. But it was, we have these memories of those teams, and when some people think back to Jim Tressel, we just assume that it was all like running the football and, keeping it on the ground and all that stuff. But there were some tremendous wide receivers that were at play there. And shoot, hey, for talking about the Memorial, what a power group was out there. I think the first one to start the day at the Pro-Am had Rory McIlroy as the pro, so one of the best golfers in the world right there. And then you had Gonzo. Yeah. Anthony Gonzalez, politician, Ohio State, wide receiver extraordinaire. And then Chris Pratt, Star-Lord himself.
What?
And Peyton Manning. I mean, are you kidding me? That's one of the best Pro-Am groups I've ever heard of.
Man, we're touching a lot of industries here.
Right. I mean, especially here in Columbus where you get the Ohio State flair in there.
Yeah.
With one of the, Chris Pratt's got to be as A-list gets
Chris
these
Pratt
days.
He's in Columbus? I love Star-Lord.
I don't know if he's still here, but he was this morning. Yeah.
Man, that's a power group. And so they were out there just, watching Rory.
Yeah, Pro-Am it. Yeah, they played, and Rory played the front nine, and then Rory switched out, and Jason Day subbed in for the back nine.
Nice.
They had the pros only doing 9.
Okay.
And then the 4 other amateurs, they played the whole 18.
So, Tim, enlighten me. For this time, the pros get to do a round, get to know the course, get ready for Friday.
They know the course. This is more for the sponsors and the fans.
Okay.
This is, I think, part of what you got to do with all this extra money that we're bringing in now.
Okay.
For the PGA Tour. This being a signature event, right? Elevated event that does actually have a cut, but for anyone that's not in live golf, they want you here. And I think for the most part, you want to be here because of the purse. And it's Jack's place. It's anything that's still attached to one of the greatest, not one of, the greatest golfer to ever pick up the sticks. I mean, I'm putting myself in their shoes. I would not want to miss this tournament.
Absolutely.
It's Muirfield Village. It's the Memorial. It's the week before the U.S. Open. I want to get my teeth sharpened. So I am ready to go against the best in the world next week.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. I can't wait. Did you see, by the way, that the dates and the schedule all out for the college football playoff?
Yes.
It's all right there. So as Buckeye fans, I think you're looking at, Monday, January 20. That's the 2025 National Championship game. It's 12 teams, of course. It's a new era. We got the semifinals Thursday, 2 different nights now for the semifinals. That's interesting. Thursday, January 9th on ESPN, and then Friday, January 10th. Both 7:30 starts on ESPN. And I mentioned Monday, January 20. That's 7:30 kickoff as well. Quarterfinals will be one of them on December 31st, the other 3 on New Year's Day. The first round, which you don't think the Buckeyes will have to be messing around with if things go well.
We hope not.
Friday, December 20 and Saturday, December 21st. Are you as excited as ever for the upcoming college football playoff with everything that's going on? I know I am.
I love the 2-day split with the semifinal and the Friday and Saturday. I just like a weekend packed. And at that time, think about it, you won't really be getting many other games from other leagues. So that they split. And the thing, I think about the Ohio State TCU, when Ohio State played Georgia and TCU played Michigan. That game was pretty late, Tim, getting out of there. That was a long night watching that game.
I look forward to the time where we can get the championship game on a Saturday or a Sunday.
On a Monday?
And off of Monday. I'd like to see it with basketball and with college football.
You want a Sunday?
I just like to get it off a Monday.
Yeah.
It's a personal choice. I think a lot of people would agree with me on that.
Yeah.
Get it back to a weekend day where you can have that nice matinee kickoff time.
I'm all on that ballot, and I'm also on the ballot for National Holiday Day off after the Super Bowl.
You know what? And I'm with you there, too. And we can make Monday the holiday and play on Sunday. That would be perfect. All right, I'm excited. 2 teammates who racked up yards and touchdowns shared the field together. Dane Sanzenbacher. He'll join us in studio, and I will bring something up to the both of them, and it makes you, DeVier, look really, really good. Yeah, how about that?
Oh, wow.
It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State athletics, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Libman makes a difference. The Libman Mock Crew is a part of our winning team. The Libman Mock Crew makes sure the hardwood is safe and clean for the players every game at the Schottenstein Center. No matter what kind of flooring you have at your home court, Libman has the tools to keep it clean. Our mops, brooms, and brushes are proudly family made in the USA. Visit Libman.com to see our whole lineup and for a store locator. That's Libman.com. Libman, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Come on over to Heartland and join our family.
Did the pandemic eliminate quality customer service? Well, many places it did, but not here at Heartland Bank. Imagine getting top quality service and good advice as well to help you down life's road. It's community banking, and it's alive and well in the Heartland. I'm Scott McComb, CEO. Coming over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
They're trained. They're prepared.
Let's do it.
They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Kroger always gives you savings and rewards on top of our lower-than-low prices. And when you download the Kroger app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. And with a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. So you can always save big every day with our savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
And now we're on our way with Coda, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Whether it's game day or every day, Coda moves Buckeyes fans down the line toward victory. Download the Transit app today for an easy way to plan and pay for your next trip. Visit coda.com/transit app to learn more.
Hi, I'm Gene Smith, Senior Vice President and Director of Athletics. Ohio State Athletics and Cardinal Health know how important diversity, equity, and inclusion are to the success of our community, employees, and student athletes. And we believe an equitable culture creates a community that attracts and retains the very best. Visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/Buckeye-inclusion to learn more and join us as we educate and celebrate the value of diversity and inclusion.
Morning Juice. We were watching Finding Nemo, and then we watched Bambi, and I was traumatized, and I had to turn it off. I'm like, well, William, you seem disinterested, and now I'm sad. Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Affinity Whole Health.
Weekday mornings at 6. The Fan.
A healthy body needs good food. This summer, the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce is sponsoring Sun Meals, a summer food program where kids eat free. Children under 18 receive healthy meals and no sign-up is required. Locations may be right in your neighborhood. Call 1-866-348-6479 or visit education.ohio.gov/kidseat for meal locations and times. That's education.ohio.gov/kidseat.
Do you know someone struggling to figure out their mental health benefits? The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office is here to help. Find us at insurance.ohio.gov/GETMHIA or call us at 855-438-6442. Don't wait. The Mental Health Insurance Assistance Office can help you figure out what mental health insurance benefits may be in their plan. Call us today at 855-438-6442.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Scattered showers and a few storms on this Wednesday. Temperatures around 80 degrees. Some of the storms could contain some small hail, damaging winds, and some localized heavy rain. Overnight showers and storms out. Mostly cloudy skies stick around. Temperatures in the low to mid-60s Thursday morning. Will be warm with some sunshine Thursday and for the most part dry but breezy with highs around 80 degrees. With your Doppler 10 forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
Where every segment is another Buckeye surprise. You've got the Buckeye Show.
Yes, you do. Timmy Hall, DeVier Posey here on a lovely Wednesday night. The Buckeye Show is indeed brought to you by our friends at CareSource. We thank them for sponsoring this lovely show. We've got the YouTube live feed up right now. All our shows for the past several weeks have been up there. So if you're done with the radio, you get home, you want to still watch, you can get a little different perspective, go into the tube, search up 97.1 The Fan, click on the live tab right there, and the chat room is open for biz too. DeVier, we've got one of your old buddies in the studio here.
My friend, my pal.
What's better than one wide receiver, two wide receivers?
From the same time era, from the olden era, from the last decade.
Nothing is hitting the ground during this segment. I'm going to throw this pen across the way. Oh, my God. Mm-hmm. Wow. Did you see that? That's for the YouTube crowd right there, but you can tell from my reaction.
That is what gets the most old about being a wide receiver that doesn't play wide receiver anymore.
Right.
If your hand still got hands?
Yeah. People just throw stuff at you. Yeah, they like pens. And you drop it like, oh, you lost it. You don't have it anymore.
But I'm on the couch. I got beamed by a ball last night.
Yeah.
It got to the body.
I was a body catcher. I own that.
Still a catch. Still a catch, right?
It's still a catch.
You could do a tip drill. You could deflect it or anything. So, Dane, what's been new, man? What's been new in life here? We talked to you about 3 or 4 weeks ago. You had the great story from when you were doing some TV reporting after the NFL days were done. Houses covered in bird crap. You can barely see them. Yeah. There's got to be more to life than that, though.
That was the highlight of it. No, living in Columbus here, not much new. Got back went over to the tournament for a little bit today. Heard you guys talking about that.
Yes, sir.
And you're a big golf guy, too. So 4 golf guys, because Baker's a golf guy, too. Sport's growing, right? I think it is.
I think it is. COVID apparently had a big thing to do with that.
It did.
Yeah, golfing when I can, getting out with you.
You're a brave soul to golf with Tim.
He was, or was I the late add to that group?
I think I was the late. I think I was Jake Ballard, DeVier. It's always. I mean, I'm not like him, but it's always great when you get there and like, the only reason that you're here is because another Buckeye football player could not make it today. And this is Tim May. You know what I'm saying, guys. I mean, we like having you out here, but if you were Jake Ballard, you'd be hitting the ball a lot farther. If you know what I'm saying, to catch my drift. So that's the way that it went.
That's your Tim May.
I feel like Tim plays with wood clubs. Does he?
It would be on some old Persimmons out there. No,
what is the name of that? Like the Hickory leagues or whatever. They have leagues where they play with those clubs.
I think it's Persimmon.
Persimmon,
Bagger Vance clubs, brown bag.
Yeah, that's your boy. But yeah, getting out doing that when I can.
I want to take you guys back here because everybody knows, that followed, Buckeye football anytime in the past 20 years. They know you guys very well and sharing the field a lot at the same time. So there was the game back in 2010, all right? A game that kind of reminds me of this one is the Kenny Guyton game where it was, he was subbing in for Braxton and he just got to put up numbers on top of numbers.
At Cal?
That one, but it was the Florida A&M game, I think, that I'm thinking of, where they might have touched 70 points and he had 6 touchdown passes or whatever it was. So this was 73-20. You remember the 73-20 game? And I'm reading an old Columbus Dispatch article about you guys today. And I wish it had the writer in here. I don't know who this would have been. It just says staff writer. So they took, it might not have been Tim May. If it was, sorry, Tim, they subbed your name in for staff writer. And it says, with his 9 catches, including a school record tying 4 for touchdowns, Dane Sanzenbacher shot to the top of the Ohio State receiving charts after the 73-20 win over Eastern Michigan. And DeVier Posey, otherwise considered the Buckeyes' #1 receiver, was the first to congratulate him. Here's some quotes from the good old guy, DeVier.
Let's hear him.
There's no part of me that's jealous. Yeah, right.
That's a lie.
I have the utmost respect for Dane. And then it says Posey might be thought of as first in line on the field. And you said, quote, but Dane is the leader in our room. There's a reason why he's our captain. Dane is a special guy. He's a leader, and he does things in our receivers room that still impress me today.
That was nice of me to say. But here's the thing. I was okay with him getting 4 touchdowns. But we scored 73 points. I could have got 1, Tress. We were doing an out route on the goal line. And you know what my job was? To clear it out for Dane.
Clear.
4 times in a row.
It was 4 touchdowns. I don't know if it has my total yards on there. I don't think I broke 100.
I was like, all right, I can get 1, Tress. Like,
I don't see. Smokes. Yeah, you don't think you broke 100 in that one with 9 catches?
I don't know.
So it was 9 for under 100, but the 4?
I remember him being pretty short.
Wow.
Who was that, Marshall?
No, Eastern.
Eastern Michigan.
Yeah.
Oh man, Ron English.
You don't even remember the team.
No, I remember. I just couldn't. I knew it was a green team. I just couldn't remember if it was Marshall or Eastern Michigan.
So you're admitting right here, right now, like the competitor in you, you were giving those quotes a little bit through your teeth. You're happy that you won, but you certainly would have been happy if you could have gotten some touchdowns as well.
See, my thing with football, I don't want 10 catches and 100 yards. I'm fine with 1 touchdown. That's it. Like, I just want to score. I don't care about the yards.
Tim, the answer was yes.
Take that as a yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, he wanted at least 1, which I don't blame. I mean,
you could have gave me 1, Dan.
In games like, it wasn't up to me. Talk to your boy.
You had 108. You had 108 yards.
I'm going to catch it.
There you go. Yeah.
And DeVier, let's see what you went for in that game. You were at...
like 3 for 48.
2 for 34.
There it is. There it is.
I can see where this comes from.
It is because games like that, and it's no disrespect to Eastern, but it's just like when they get to that point, they're not trying anymore. And then it just becomes like, are these
and you wonder how much you need to try, right?
Are these just stat padding games or what are we doing? So
full transparency, I asked Dane to switch me on one of those routes. he looked at me and then looked at the snap.
No, you just made that up.
I said to Dane, switch. No.
Didn't hear. It's loud in there. I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you.
Dane, what's maybe the thing you remember the most, or something you look back on from playing with DeVier, being teammates with this guy? I know that takes a while, right?
Tell him the flair. Tell him
the flair.
The flair.
What? Your attire?
No. I'm wearing a lot of wristbands.
That's what I meant. Your attire. I don't know if I remember.
Your attire is tiring.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's so much.
Our game day lockers were right next to each other, too, and you getting ready. I remember telling you, like, man, you do that for yourself, man. You don't do it for the fans. You do that for you.
It's for me. Dane was like, he would wear ankle socks, Tim. And Dane with ankle socks. No tape. Did you tape?
I went to that. My senior year, I went and we were just talking about this when we were off air. I was like,
how it kind of changes in the NFL.
He was telling me about he was asking me about uniforms in Chicago. And I was saying, you wouldn't believe like how much guys in the locker room are trying to figure out like how they're going to wear their stuff. And those stripes on your socks. Where's it going to go? High, low? There's so many options.
Chicago's weird with that. You got to have
you got to have them out there. Yeah. But DeVier was ahead of the game. So yeah, I did go with the ankle socks and no tape towards my end of my senior year. Yes. I don't know. I was in a mood. I was feeling like I needed to be as Spartan as possible. I was just like, I'm doing nothing.
All right.
And just leaned in.
All right. DeVier's teammate and a great former Buckeye, Dane Sanzenbacher, is joining us in studio for the hour. I've been dying to ask you guys this question coming up. And DeVier, I swear we've probably touched on this on shows we've done, but I can't remember who your pick was. And I know I haven't asked you your all-time favorite wide receiver and why. So I'm getting these guys' favorite wide receiver, Buckeye and non-Buckeye. And you can find out just what an idiot broadcaster's favorite is, and for whatever reason as well. That's coming up. You guys have the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
We've been your Jackets flagship station since day one. All the goals, all the action, all the memories. Your home for the Columbus Blue Jackets, The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
When I'm not voicing Wendy's ads, I'm gaming. I stay up and fueled because Wendy's delivers late.
Are you recording a Wendy's ad? Come on!
Got 'em. Whatever you're up for, we're down. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Delivery Late Night. Open till midnight or later.
Hours and delivery availability may vary.
Hey guys, Andy Katzenmoyer for Game Day Men's Health. Struggling with low energy, lack of focus, and trouble in the bedroom? You might have low testosterone. Game Day is here to help. They specialize in low T and other treatments just for men, like vitamin therapy, sexual wellness, and weight loss. Best of all, it's quick. Get started in as little as one visit. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com/thefan to book your free low T test today. That's GameDayMen'sHealth.com/thefan.
When it comes to getting a new roof, are you confident letting just anyone on the roof of your home? I'm Craig Schottenstein, owner of Schottenstein Roofing. Our team is dedicated to delivering outstanding value on every roof we repair or replace. Whether residential or commercial, Schottenstein Roofing meets the needs of every customer. From roof installation and repair to siding and gutters, you name it, we do it. Call Schottenstein Roofing, 614-321-8888 to schedule your free inspection today. Go to SchottensteinRoofing.com.
At Metal Supermarkets, we're all about getting you and your crew to quit in time sooner. That's why our service is a cut above. You see, no matter the project, we'll get you to the right metal, shape, and grade. Cut to any size, ready real fast. And yeah, we'll deliver, leaving plenty of time for the important things, like opening an ice-cold can of aluminum. Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal.
Attention weekend warriors. Fan Sports Saturday has moved to 10 a.m. Join Eric Reeser and Tyvis Powell as they dive into popular topics like the Buckeyes and Tyvis's liquid diet.
Saturdays from 10 to 1.
The Fan.
Hey, it's Anthony here for the Good Feet store. You know, we do a segment on the show every week called Pressure, but that's about sports. What about the pressure your feet endure every day? I know mine did. When I went to the Good Feet store, I learned I was out of line. I joked, I already know that. They said, no, physically, my feet weren't being supported the right way. So when I went to the store on Polaris Parkway, they also have one on Stringtown Road, I took all the time I needed to walk around the store to see what felt and fit the best in my shoes. Once I had them in, my personal arch supports from the Good Feet store, my lower back pain went away. What a feeling. You need to get your free personalized fitting by one of their arch support specialists. For arch supports to be effective, they require a precision fit. That's why Good Feet arch supports are only available at the Good Feet store. You like them? You can wear them home. You have nothing to lose but the pain. So go to goodfeet.com today or go in and try the Good Feet feeling. Comfort, energy, performance, and pain relief, all from the Good Feet store.
Jimmy walks up to the line. His credit card debt is calling a blitz. He signals to upstart.com for an audible. Final play. Mike. Jimmy drops back. In a flash, he cuts over to a streaking upstart.com with a no-cost rate check on a personal loan. He's wide open. An easy toss for Jimmy by finding a great rate in minutes. He applies, he's approved, and touchdown.
Tackle your credit card debt with a personal loan. Check your rate at upstart.com today. That's upstart.com. Loans are made by Upstart Lending Partners. Loan terms will be determined based on credit, income, and other information provided in your application. Not all applicants will be approved. And now we're on our way with Coda, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Whether it's game day or every day, Coda moves Buckeyes fans down the line toward victory. Download the Transit app today for an easy way to plan and pay for your next trip. Visit coda.com/transit app to learn more.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource. Proud to be your home for Ohio State Athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Where Timmy Hall can start swooning over Aaron Kraft any second. It's the Buckeye Show.
Timmy Hall, DeVier Posey, and another Buckeye wide receiver, Dane Sanzenbacher, in studio here for the 6 o'clock hour. Found this other gem. Isn't it so cool to hear Paul Keels? Like whenever you hear a clip, I don't know, like how many times have you guys heard clips of your own plays?
Oh, not of my own, no.
Well, you're about to.
Let's do it.
DeVier, I've done this for you a few times,
Absolutely.
But before you were doing radio, would you ever be in the car or be listening and catch a clip
The only
of one
time
of your highlights?
I would hear Paul Keels highlights is we would do highlight tapes before each game. And like sometimes they would do the call within the highlight tape.
They'd splice in the radio call,
and you would hear
the
Paul's voice.
Yeah,
that's the hype videos.
Cool. The hype videos, yep.
And they do that. I would imagine current players today get to hear that a little bit more with the video teams that they have, and now everything that's on social media. And they do. The video department there for Buckeye football is just top notch. Like the editing they do and the hype videos.
Don't want to downplay Mark Quisenberry and his effort, but just technology has changed.
It's not. It is. It's just it's gotten easier to put it out.
Golly, people listen to this show.
Nah, Quiz, he was a great video guy, man. Awesome dude. But this just got better.
If you forgot, you guys even had a hookup. So this one impressed me, DeVier. This play did not live in my memory bank. And when I watched it again, not only was I impressed with the catch, mighty impressed with the throw. I could not believe what a cannon you had. This ball was 52 yards in the air. It went from like the 45-yard line to the back line of the end zone. So let's hear Keels tell the story.
Gets the snap. Pitch Dan Herron. It's a reverse coming Herron. We'll give it off now for Posey. Who's going to throw? Posey guns it downfield towards Sandenbacher in the end zone. Got it. Touchdown, Dane Sanzenbacher. Sanzenbacher hauls in a pass from DeVier Posey on a 39-yard trick play.
Give me a break. Give me a break. That makes it 21-0 against New Mexico State. Hey, what do you remember about that day other than that play, and how often can you just harken back on that, especially you, DeVier? Chucking that thing to him.
Well, it was, if you remember the Tress era, we weren't taking a lot of shots.
No.
That was a New Mexico State special. But I remember you had clear instruction. If it's not there, don't throw it.
Yeah, just run it.
There was no chance you weren't going to throw it.
It
wasn't even really there.
It didn't look like it was there. Yeah, because you were blanketed. The throw was amazing. The catch was amazing. It was a football play.
So it's supposed to go to Terrell, and me and Dane kind of had a silent agreement. Like, all right, Terrell gets a lot of love. Like now he's going to be catching passes.
Oh, it was.
It was a rollout. It was a rollout.
You were supposed to throw back to him.
I was about to. That's right. He pitches it, and I told Dane in the meeting. I said, Dane, I'm throwing this to you. You're like, no, you're not. And so Terrell was so mad. He didn't even shake our hands. But I asked Tress, I said, what happens if I throw this to Dane? He was like, it better be a touchdown, or you better run it. And all week, Dane was just backside, just killing this dude. Even in our practices, I would just see it. He would slow play at Tim and then put his right foot in the ground and just kill people. He was open all week.
And just get 10 yards of separation or whatever.
We never threw it in practice.
Never threw it in practice.
Yeah. Right. And, wouldn't you know, do you remember stat lines, give or take for that game for the two of you?
Nope.
So that was 2 touchdown catches for Dane, none for you, DeVier.
Absolutely.
So you helped him skunk you in the touchdown department, but yet you got to put a nice one on the stats with having a touchdown pass. And there aren't many Buckeye wide receivers that have a touchdown pass on their ledger. So DeVier had 5 catches for 79 yards, and then he had that touchdown pass, 1 for 130. It goes down as 39 yards, 39-yard touchdown pass. That's great. And Dane 4 for 72
People
and 2
are remembering
touchdowns.
that one, man. I don't even know what my other touchdown was there.
I don't either.
No.
You had one.
You got the better end.
That one?
Well, you certainly did.
One, yeah.
I'm trying to figure out.
Terrell was 11 for 23, 135, and 1 touchdown pass that would have gone to Dane.
Ew.
but anyway, I gotta know. Somebody, by the way, in the YouTube chat just asked Dane. Gotta ask, you miss it?
Oh gosh, what's the name on it?
Yeah, it's Gator guy.
Oh.
Some Florida Gator fan.
No, it's most definitely either my brother and sister-in-law.
Perfect.
It's family. It's family. And the story there is because when I met my wife, the first time I met her parents, they were not supposed to say anything that they knew I played football. Like they knew about it, but they were supposed to play it cool. I was going over there. It was just like a Thanksgiving thing. It was real.
He's more than a football player.
It was just not supposed to be like this thing. Or family or big
was it like
sports
meet
fans.
The parents?
It wasn't that
tense. No.
It wasn't that tense.
Yeah.
But we made it through like 3 hours, and it was the last 15 minutes, and I was about to leave.
Yeah.
And I see her dad just kind of looking over, giving me like a side eye. We're watching some game, and he just went for it. And he said, "Dane, man, gotta ask. You miss it?" And that was, I don't know, 2017 or something. He's never lived it down since.
Yeah.
So you use that's great.
And so now it's a running family joke of,
till you die.
Hey man,
you'll use it for 50 years.
You miss it? How often do you get that though?
Yeah.
All the time.
And my answer is no.
I think that's what I said.
Well, let's talk about football then.
I was just wondering if my family was going to, because my wife sent this out into the group that we were going to be on this.
Oh yeah.
And
she set it up.
Let's talk more about that you guys miss so much. I need to know your favorite wide receivers.
Yeah, damn.
Let's start with just the overall favorite.
Can't pick us though.
No, I don't know.
No, you can't.
No.
I want you to go overall football first, and then we'll narrow it down to the Buckeye. So you're a kid or whatever, maybe somebody that played more recently, but we all know who some of the all-time greats are. Maybe it's not an all-time great. That's why I'm curious.
Yeah. Want me to lead it off?
Sure.
Please do.
All-time, Chad Johnson. Grew up in Cincy, 85.
That's what I thought.
I actually just bought some of his cigars. So I love Chad Johnson. Love that guy. And then that's where my flair comes from, Dane. And then and then Ohio State all-time favorite. Oh man. It probably has to be, for me, just Ted Ginn. Just because he was the guy that I looked at as like just getting recruited.
Oh yeah.
He was the only Ohio State wide receiver I knew like freshman, sophomore year. I just felt like he was like the first gadget guy to come to Ohio State. He could do it all: punt return, catch passes, run routes. So I think that's my all-time favorite, but not like number one on my list of like who's the best. But for me personally,
your favorite. Yeah.
Because we're so similar in age, mine are going to be right there. So Ted Ginn was awesome as a receiver, but what he did to the punt return game, I still haven't seen since that. It's not often, and I was lucky enough to play in Chicago with Devin Hester. It was not, and those two guys, it's not often that when a punt play is happening, everybody's like alert that something could happen here. This could blow the game open. And Ted had that.
Yes.
And you don't see it in college football that much anymore. It's punters aren't punting to guys. I don't know how he had so many opportunities.
Yeah.
But that made him one of the most exciting guys.
Probably got in their head.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Got in your head about like trying to pinpoint a punt somewhere. And
they're like, oops, that's to him.
It just goes to him. Yeah. You're thinking about it. You're thinking about it so much that you just punt him the ball.
Yeah. So favorite, but I won't use that one. Obviously, I love those guys. In the Santonio, Ted Ginn era, that was like when you're I was like prime watching
Ohio
Buckeye
State.
stage. And these guys are, yes.
Those
are the guys. But we had to watch so much old tape, if you remember, that Coach Hazel had us watching, like old films of stuff. And I didn't really watch this guy much when I was growing up, but Terry Glenn, the way how smooth he was with everything he did was just pretty to watch, because we would get to watch these. It was almost like you didn't have to watch the whole wide shot. You got to watch like the one-on-one view of just what the receivers were doing, and he was never touched at the line.
Never.
He never got jammed. He was too fast. I don't know. He was just
one of the all-time great seasons.
One of the
all-time great seasons.
One of the all-time greats.
In the Notre Dame game and the Pitt game. My God.
And he obviously had a great NFL career, but like how he played was just pretty.
And he had the 90s look too, the big shoulder pads.
He did. Big shoulder pads, the crop top.
Yeah.
Had even run like that.
Big thigh pads, big thigh pads, the 90s.
So I'm going to go Terry.
Overall then.
My overall
non-Buckeye.
My overall non-Buckeye is because I played against this guy, and he was obviously on the other team. Steve Smith.
Really?
Steve Smith.
What a pick.
Okay, because he's a little guy, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And,
University of Utah guy.
And oh, my God, is he a bully.
He's a bully.
And he is so... we played him. He was playing at Carolina still when I was in Chicago. And... there, you know, a guy's good when you're on the bench watching the other offense.
You get off the bench.
He made, and I'm like, this guy, how is he doing this?
Yeah.
He made this catch on the sideline, and he screamed at our sideline with an intensity. I was like, oh, this guy's dead serious. Like this guy, that's a football player.
That's a football player.
That's a football player. There's people who are receivers, there's quarterbacks, and there's football players.
Yes, there is.
That guy was a football player. And
I like Steve Smith.
God, it was so fun to watch and so good. But he doesn't get mentioned much. I don't know what his stats.
I just admire how much he hates Jerry Jeudy.
Oh yeah, they got some beef going on.
he's got a beef going on as a broadcaster. But you're right. I think that's a fantastic pick that you wouldn't hear a lot. Dane Sanzenbacher is in studio. I'll give you mine later. All right, like I didn't get mine up, but that's hearing yours is far better. I saw this recently, too. A guy who played these guys' position very well, made some comments, and I'm dying to see where they come down on it next. DeVier is in. Dane Sanzenbacher is here, too. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. I just freaked the hell out of someone. The Fan.
Since 1897, the Byers Auto family of dealerships has been serving Central Ohio's transportation needs. When we first opened our doors, our vehicles were fueled by oats and hay, required saddles, not seatbelts, and had shoes instead of tires. Over 120 years later, Byers Auto is still family-owned and operated. Our goal is to provide the best selection, price, and service in Central Ohio. And it's all on one website, ByersAuto.com.
Come see why it's better to buy from Byers.
Byers Auto is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Marathon has some great news about the number 5, so I'm going to say it 5 times in 5 different ways. Join Marathon Rewards and earn up to $5 in rewards on your first visit. Join and earn 5 cents in rewards for every gallon you buy. Join in as little as 5 seconds. Join to make 5 friends jealous. Join and get high fives. It's easy to sign up at the station or go to marathonrewards.com. By joining with your phone number, you are agreeing to receive recurring automated informational marketing SMS/MMS messages from Marathon. Consent not required for purchase. Messaging and data rates may apply.
Hi, I'm Gene Smith, Senior Vice President and Director of Athletics. Ohio State Athletics and Cardinal Health know how important diversity, equity, and inclusion are to the success of our community, employees, and student athletes. And we believe an equitable culture creates a community that attracts and retains the very best. Visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/Buckeye-inclusion to learn more and join us as we educate and celebrate the value of diversity and inclusion.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
The Memorial is here, and we're there, and your neighbors are there, and Scotty Scheffler's lawyer is there. We're live from the Memorial continues tomorrow.
Sponsored by Ohio for Responsible Gambling and Orthopedic One. The Fan.
When I'm not voicing Wendy's ads, I'm gaming. I stay up and fueled because Wendy's delivers late.
Are you recording a Wendy's ad? Come on!
Got 'em. Whatever you're up for, we're down. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Delivery Late Night. Open till midnight or later.
Hours and delivery availability may vary.
Ah, the sweet sounds of spring. The crack of a bat, chorus of birds, and the glorious hum of a freshly tuned AC system. Don't sweat it. Let the Waterworks Heating and Cooling team keep you in tune with a spring AC checkup.
You're all set.
Schedule a visit today and stay cool all summer long. Call the Waterworks Heating and Cooling team, 614-333-9720, or schedule service on our website. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better AC.
Most businesses have one tagline.
Not here, baby.
At Sunny Street Cafe, we've got 7.
That's what I'm talking about.
Like number 3.
Sunny Street Cafe. Classic breakfast and lunch. Comfort food. But like if Grandma went to culinary school.
With 8 locations.
O'Reilly. Check engine light on? Take the guesswork out of your check engine light with O'Reilly Veriscan. It's free and provides a report with solutions based on over 650 million vehicle scans verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we can recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. When it comes to getting a new roof, are you confident letting just anyone on the roof of your home? I'm Craig Schottenstein, owner of Schottenstein Roofing. Our team is dedicated to delivering outstanding value on every roof we repair or replace. Whether residential or commercial, Schottenstein Roofing meets the needs of every customer. From roof installation and repair to siding and gutters, you name it, we do it. Call Schottenstein Roofing, 614-321-8888 to schedule your free inspection today. Go to schottensteinroofing.com.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Brace yourselves for more Buckeye banter. This is the Buckeye Show.
Timmy Hall, DeVier, Posey, all you fun Buckeye fans. Another Buckeye wide receiver, Dane Sanzenbacher, in studio with us. So we left off talking about favorite wide receivers of all time and why, and we had Chad Ochocinco, Chad Johnson. Wasn't he just at practice at OTAs last week? I swear
he was down there.
Did he get cooked by one of the Bengals rookie corners on the one rep?
He always tries to get releases off of guys. He's funny. Yeah. I love Chad.
Yeah, and you were Ted Ginn guy,
Ted Ginn for me. Yeah.
Chad Ochocinco guy. And Dane Sanzenbacher says Steve Smith Sr. I guess we put it wasn't senior then though.
Yep.
When you were liking him.
Senior and Terry Glenn.
TG, and those are good picks. So mine,
what was yours? Yeah.
Mine are going to stem from my favorite teams. And I was a little on the younger side, so it was a lot of me like doing my research. And I was that kid that I would get home from school. The bus would drop you off and it would be 2:30, 3 o'clock, whenever that was that school ended. And it's still, God, it sounds so embarrassing, right? But we're not that old, We're not that old. The technology has gotten really good, really fast, everybody. Yeah. That's really what happened. But it's just cable, so you're just changing the channel right there, and you don't have the ability to record anything.
Nothing.
But ESPN and some of their other networks, they did have those other networks back then, like ESPN2, ESPN Classic. They were good about spinning that NFL Films wheel.
Yeah.
They just, Steve Sable sitting in a director's chair, right? And you'd have all the films like in the racks behind him. They'd start every episode. Hi, I'm Steve Sable, NFL Films. Let's go back to the 1980s or the Washington Redskins or one of the teams of the decade, like things like that. I'd see images of old Jim Lachey, on the Washington Redskins line and everything. So my favorite receiver of all time became Art Monk, number 81 for Washington.
There it is. I knew it was going to be a Redskin.
Yeah, he was one of the most underrated guys. I feel he got into the Hall of Fame, but a little bit later here. Yeah. So that was great. And his heyday was more in that 80s. Mm-hmm. And my football memories really began when they won that Super Bowl in, I think it was the 91 season in January 92. Mm-hmm. And Jim was on that team. So anytime like we reminisce, we talk about, he's told me so many stories about those guys and that offensive line and that dominance there. Mm-hmm. I think that was one of the greatest teams in NFL history, that specific Washington team. Mm-hmm. And they were quarterbacked by Mark Rippon, not one of like the dudes of all time.
Solid quarterback.
Right, yeah. They had Gary Clark, they had Ricky Sanders, and they had Art Monk. And then on that defense, I mean, Darryl Green, and then just dude after dude after dude after dude. So Art Monk, my favorite. And then for Ohio State, it kind of like, everybody loves Ted Ginn for sure. What a great pick. And Terry Glenn, David Boston. But I think also because of my fandom, played more recently, but he never really got a ton of stats just because.
Is it Mike Thomas?
No, it's not Mike Thomas. Right. Yeah. It's actually Terry McLaurin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Redskin connection.
Washington connection
Commanders,
right there.
Yeah,
and
Commanders
one of the reasons is because the second he moved on and went to the league, you saw how talented that guy really was. Yeah. And it was maybe kind of hidden a little bit here at Ohio State, where he was I think he's a great example of a guy that was just still developing, right?
It happens with some guys.
Yeah.
They'll show up and they're better NFL players than they were college players. And not even that they were hidden. I don't know.
What does that say about you as a person, too, that like you're even at a big time program, famous program, just to get here, to get recruited here? That's an accomplishment.
It's a crowded room. That's what it is.
It's just and you can hear that. I was watching the NBA playoffs, and I think it was Chris Paul was talking about it, how many great players there are in the NBA that you've never heard of.
Yep.
Because you get in a situation that you can really, like, he was put in a great situation in Washington where he can show out.
Yep.
He can be that guy. There's an alternate world where you've never heard of him because he gets lost as a number 2 or number 3 on somebody's roster, doesn't get the opportunity. Mm-hmm. There's tons of guys like that in the NFL right now. The margin of talent is so small between the best and the number 6 receiver that's on the roster.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of getting your opportunity and taking advantage of it.
And he was one of those guys that the second it turned over to be Senior Bowl time, everybody was like, oh, my God. And he turned in a 700-yard, probably 11 touchdown catch year when Dwayne was slinging it around, rest in peace, because he got his stats up a little bit more that year. But he was just... I talk about him. He's an Urban Meyer Thanksgiving table fighting for the armchair. Like, that's how good, like, oh, the doggone it. I'd let him marry my daughter. He was the kind of guy you'd die for. Like, he was just the greatest teammate, high character guy. That's why I like him. Speaking of receivers, I want to play you guys a little bit of this. Did you guys see what Garrett Wilson had said for the New York Jets? He talked about.
I did not see it. No.
You'll hear this.
I'm more caught up. But did you know that Art Monk is cousins with Thelonious Monk, the jazz musician?
No.
Do we know who? Is this just like a nerdy comment?
So
we'll just pretend I didn't say it then, and we can move on.
He's into the jazz. He's got the jazz. Like
I went straight to Wikipedia. I was like, that's a cool name, though.
Who else? Who just dropped? Who dropped the horrible
Thelonious
song?
Monk. He's like one of the most famous jazz musicians of all time.
He's super famous.
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome because. Who was the tight end that
Darren Waller.
Darren Waller, thank you. Darren Waller also comes from jazz pedigree, and we all saw he didn't get any of that. He didn't get it. It missed him because he put a video out there about breaking up with Kelsey Plum, and it was awful. It's like, don't do that. Don't try to do that.
Anyway, sorry, Garrett Wilson.
No, you're good.
What did he say?
Here's a little bit of what Garrett Wilson was saying when the subject of being from Ohio State and how that wide receiver room has performed at the NFL level. And where that comes from.
There's lots of 5 stars, not a lot, but a good amount each cycle. And the ones that want to come to Ohio State ain't scared to go play with another 5-star and one that came in before them, which says a lot about, someone. It says a lot about, the confidence they have in their ability and their willingness to come in and learn and just get better. But, the main thing I'll say is we know how to practice. We make practice as hard as possible so the game is, what it is. And, when you have these other 5 stars around you, at my time it was Jameson, Chris Olave, Marvin, Jackson, J-Mo, like, we all was competitive as hell. Like, every single day, if I made a play. J-Mo was like, man, watch what I'm about to do. Chris was like, watch what I'm about to do. And I think that brings out the best in guys. Obviously we got a great coach there that gets this thing rolling and instills it in us. But I think it says a lot just about the way they recruit the guys that they decide to go get, wanting to come to Ohio State.
And that kind of made the rounds, and it's a good little recruiting pitch at a good time for Ohio State, where it's a big month for that. But you guys agree with that? And does that kind of take you back to even when you were at Ohio State?
Yeah, man.
It's different now.
It's a lot different. Yeah.
You could be speaking from experience, you could be a 3-star and be in the room.
Yeah.
They are so stacked, and that's because they've had so much talent.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough to pick guys younger than you. If I had to pick a guy younger than me, though, as my Buckeye receiver, I loved Garrett Wilson's game.
I'm on a Olave guy.
Or were you?
It's
almost
Olave.
like you had, that was like NSYNC Backstreet Boys when those two were there.
Yeah.
It really,
who was your flavor?
Who was your flavor?
It couldn't be a wrong answer.
Yeah.
I was more on Team Olave, too. With DeVier.
I love Garrett Wilson because he was so reliable. But it's just the thing about Olave. I like how his career started. He scored on a block punt. He was super low recruited. He comes to he was more a guy from our era. You know what I mean? That did well in this 5-star room era, and just kind of reminds me of a guy like you coming in, and making his way and making his name and something like that. But it is a lot different now, Tim. I mean, to be honest, the daily grind that they go through. I mean, for me, it was some days where I would be like, okay, spring ball, this is dragging. But not these guys now. They're constantly competing for a job, constantly competing just to get a little bit higher on the depth chart. And Hartline as your coach, I couldn't imagine.
Fun hour, guys.
Yeah.
Dane Sanzenbacher, he's going to bounce. Thanks for doing it, man. We'll talk soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It was fun.
Yeah, awesome stuff. The very best in the sport we love, including some more bias. Yes, for that one conference you know and love. We'll keep our finger on the college football pulse next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
No hot takes, no dancing, plenty of stupid. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Common Man here. Let me tell you about my new friends, Sell for 1% Realtors. This is a new company for me. They were interested in working with me, so they went for a CAT scan. When that passed, I needed to meet the family to see what they were all about, if they were a good fit. And when I say meet the family, I mean it. Sell for 1% is totally family run right here in Columbus. The premise is almost too good to be true. They sell your house for 1% commission, not 6. That's it. And they do everything you'd expect from the 6% people. This is full service, not a discount service. Here's how they do it. Technology has made the realtor's job easier, from taking photos to signing documents on your phone, but their prices have remained the same, even though the realtor's not putting in the same time they used to. Sell for 1% passes the savings on to you because they know you're going to be impressed with the service and then tell people about it. On average, customers save over $10,000 in commissions. I didn't know about these guys 10 years ago. Don't be stupid like me and pay more than you have to. If you're selling, give my guys a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
And now we're on our way with Coda, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Whether it's game day or every day, Coda moves Buckeyes fans down the line toward victory. Download the Transit app today for an easy way to plan and pay for your next trip. Visit coda.com/transit app to learn more.
It's no fun to get blindsided. That's why you need to know what's coming in Ohio Medicaid.
Championship quarterback Cardale Jones.
Recent changes in Ohio Medicaid could impact you. If your information isn't up to date, you could lose your health insurance. Call the Ohio Department of Medicaid so you don't have to scramble to stay insured.
Call 800-324-8680. A public health message from CareSource.
That's what I call forward progress.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a Buckeye, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. And jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Jimmy walks up to the line. His credit card debt is calling a blitz. He signals to Upstart.com for an audible. Final play. Pike. Jimmy drops back. In a flash, he cuts over to a streaking Upstart.com with a no-cost rate check on a personal loan. He's wide open. An easy toss for Jimmy by finding a great rate in minutes. He applies, he's approved, and touchdown.
Tackle your credit card debt with a personal loan. Check your rate at Upstart.com today. That's Upstart.com. Loans are made by Upstart Lending Partners. Loan terms will be determined based on credit, income, and other information provided in your application. Not all applicants will be approved.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good evening. I'm Ryan Baker. What a ninth inning for the Cincinnati Reds. Spencer Steer hits a 2-run game-winning home run. Jonathan India adds some insurance with a grand slam. They score 6 in the ninth and beat the Rockies 12-7. Don't look now, but the Reds are the hottest team in the National League, winning 4 straight and 9 of their last 12. The Cleveland Guardians were supposed to be hosting the Kansas City Royals right now at Progressive Field. That game has been postponed, though. They will make it up August 26th as part of a doubleheader. Those two teams play tomorrow afternoon at 1:10. Former Ohio State offensive lineman Corey Linsley was released by the Los Angeles Chargers earlier today. Linsley is expected to retire. The Cleveland Browns announced extensions for head coach Kevin Stefanski and Andrew Berry earlier today. Terms on those deals were not disclosed. Breaking sports news as it happens on The Fan.
It's time for the College Football Pulse on the Buckeye Show.
Sponsored by Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. Need heating, cooling, plumbing, or electric? Call a carpenter.
Hour 2 of the Buckeye Show. Timmy and DeVier. Hey, I got a guy with me for the second hour of the show. You should see yesterday's show if you want to know what that's about.
Uh-oh.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Check out yesterday's second hour. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Tyvis had to do a call, right?
Yeah.
Thought it was going to be a 10-minute thing and last the whole hour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, just the entire hour.
It must be something serious.
I think it had a little bit to do with reeling in a big fish.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think it did, which, by the way, guys, got any takes on not just the player, but the name? So not only are you getting Bo Jackson, but his real name's Lamar Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
You get Lamar Jackson, who goes by Bo Jackson. He's from the state of Ohio. Oh, my God. I mean,
you're good either way.
You're good, right?
Great football
fantastic.
Name. Great football name. Super excited for this kid. This was a big boom, Tim.
Yeah, 4-star kid from Cleveland.
Yes. Anytime we keep talent at home, I know that's the formula. Not that I feel it. I know that's the formula. Build a fence around Ohio, and you'll have guys that care to beat Michigan.
I brought this up to Tyvis, too, and I wanted your take because, and you too, Baker, because I know you follow this stuff, and I feel like you two get a better look at the Ohio kids because of how involved you are with high school football and keeping tabs on that. Mm-hmm. But if Tavian St. Clair is everything, how great will this story be? Like if he comes in and you got this prototypical looking quarterback from a small town right outside Central Ohio, kind of in Bell Fountain, Central Ohio, outside the city. What a story. I feel like, Field of Dreams, Shoeless Joe comes and plays baseball. What a story it'll make. Tavian St. Clair. I can't wait for that.
I'll be honest. We're due a great Ohio legend story.
Right?
Like we're due one. I think
quarterback,
I think Cardell, maybe, Ohio guy.
Yeah, but, Cardell's story's different, right?
Yeah.
Every story's different. He came in right at the tail end, won the national championship, rode off in the sunset. He's great, too, but someone that comes in with the fanfare, gets the ball fairly early, and just, 2-3 years of just dominating.
I love Ohio stories. I love small town guys coming to this city, the capital, and making a name for themselves, Tim. That's a good story.
I think the thing about Tavian St. Clair, if you're going to remember this too, if you look back in the history of how this could be, they chose him over Ryan Montgomery, who's going to Georgia, who's another big-time quarterback recruit. His brother Luke is obviously on the team already. So that took big guts there to say, hey, this guy who right now is lower ranked this is the guy we're going after because he thinks he has the higher ceiling. That'll be a big feather in Ryan Day's cap.
Oh, look at where he is right now. When
he's
stuff has been updated here in the last. He's the number 2
He's shot
player.
up since he's committed.
And
though.
most people think he'll end up being the number 1 player in this class.
Yes.
So you love him. You love him. Can't miss guy.
I've only seen a little bit of him. He's played Watterson in the playoffs the last couple years, and I know the Watterson coaches talked about how dangerous he is.
I know you can sometimes hold that against a kid. I think it's wrong, though, because you can't control. I know in today's day and age you can control, but I also have a little bit of respect for families and kids that just sort of stay where they are, you know?
In this day and age.
Play in the high school where their town is.
Yep.
He's in Bellefontaine. He didn't figure that he needed to go to IMG Academy or anything like that. He's not going somewhere else this coming season, is he?
No, not that
Is he
I know
locked
of.
in?
He's at Bellefontaine, I believe.
He's at Bellefontaine.
Great
It's
move.
good for him.
The NIL money will come in, bro. Just be patient.
Right. Right. And maybe in the state of Ohio for high school NIL.
Not yet. It's not.
Not yet.
Not yet.
36 states, though?
Yeah.
OSHA's
36
not
states have
budging.
it? We'll have to take a look at our fan poll question here when we're done here, because I think that's what it's about. But what do we got going on here, Bake?
Hey, real quick before we get into the strength of schedule stuff, you guys touched on the new playoff schedule, and I just wanted to get your thoughts here on those first round games on December 21st, going up against those 2 NFL games, the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs at 1, and then Baltimore and Pittsburgh at 4:30. Tough there having playoff games against NFL games.
Absolutely.
I don't know how that can happen. I really don't. My take on that is that it's stupid.
Yes.
It's extremely stupid how these entities can't work together so that big games like that aren't overlapping each other.
Yeah. Me and Bake, we got the answer to this. Split screens.
Yes.
Well, we're gonna get it done. That's not the point, DeVier. That's not the point. Like behind us, we got screen 1, screen 2.
And complete silence. Leave me alone. I'm watching a lot. I'm watching 24 guys go at it right now.
How can they do this? How can they do that? College, pro, work together.
Tim,
get on the same page.
That's the best part of the year. Like, can you just close your eyes and just imagine watching that? I can't wait to get there.
I'm pumped up. Like
I can't wait to be there.
Like I said up the top of the show, I've never been more excited for any college football playoff in the preseason.
This is the best college football year that we're getting the most football in one year this year. This is the best time for a college football fan.
Well, and it's the first time that we're going to see change. Remember that first time it went to 4.
Yes.
And how thrilling it was, and
You
how
could feel
Ohio State had a chance. If it was the same system, they're dead, right? It didn't matter if 59-0 happened. They were not getting in. And that team won the national championship. So it was a great example of why it is, again, you don't have to agree, but it's my opinion. That was a great example of why it's better to have more than just 2 teams. Just through the regular season, the conference championship game. You want to have a little bit of a party with your playoff. It doesn't have to be 40% of what plays. We're talking about 12 teams out of how many teams? It's still one of the smallest percentages of playoff participants of all of our favorite North American sports, DeVier.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, and just the mindset going into this year, Tim. It's an NFL mindset. You need to be playing your best football in November, December, and January now. It's not about resting your guys for a bowl game. It's like we're ramping up at this time. We're ramping up.
And what's wrong with that notion about playing your best late? In basketball, that's obviously what you want to be doing to either win in the NCAA tournament or win a playoff series. If you get to the pros, you'll be playing great at the end of the year. You'd want to be at the end of anything, right? I want to be playing my best at the end of a golf round so I don't screw everything up trying to get to the clubhouse. It's the same with everything.
I want to see how we handle blowouts early, right? Because of that mindset. Like, are our guys going to sit earlier?
All right, Baker.
Are we going to blow anyone out early? That's what I want to know.
There's going to be some blowouts.
There's gonna be some blowouts.
Have you seen the schedule?
Yeah, it'll be some
I've seen the schedule last year, too, and years before, and it hasn't happened. But I'm just saying.
Did they not blow people out last year?
Well, not enough to get backups in. We didn't get to see Devin Brown in. I know that
Maybe
much.
they didn't want us.
When C.J. Stroud was there, we didn't get to see Kyle McCord or Devin Brown in. Just saying. But
different mindset.
ESPN FPI raised some eyebrows today with one. They had Ohio State at 4th when most people have Ohio State 2nd in the country. But also they're telling us that the SEC, those teams have the toughest schedules. 15 of the 16 toughest, hardest schedules in America this year belong to SEC teams.
Yeah. Is this just classic SEC bias to you, DeVier?
Is this an ESPN article?
It's yes, it is. It's one of the ESPN FPIs. You're telling me that all but one of their schools are in the top 25 in strength of schedule. Well, you're just playing them all against each other, so you've predetermined this. We know that they're one of the best conferences, but is it that much better? I think. Come on. I think there's some room for some others.
This is ESPN saying the most challenging games will probably be played on our network.
On our networks. You better be watching.
You better be watching.
Exactly what they're saying.
Yep, these are the hardest games. Watch ESPN.
Because how many Big Tens do they have now? Zero. And I know it's kind of a shock to the system.
Tim. They have some comp now with viewership and all these other platforms popping up.
Oh, I don't think it matters at all for the Big Ten. The Big Ten is in a good place.
Yes.
Like they are paying lots of money. And obviously they're right there next to the SEC with what their per school payout is going to be. I mean, they're on major networks, man. They're on NBC. It's actually kind of cool when you think about it. You're going to be on CBS.
Yes. I'm happy CBS is getting away from the SEC.
Sorry.
No.
Yeah,
that's
no.
a great sound. I can't wait to hear it.
I'm with you. I don't know what it is, but careful now, we might get sued. That's why I went acapella with it.
Make sure we get that sample clear, Bake.
Because we got 10 TV as our partners, right? But that's exactly the thing. I have always had a thing with the SEC. If it wasn't one of the biggest games of the season, it just kind of made me want to throw up in my mouth a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of some animosity there. Like Big Ten versus SEC stuff. It's not like I can't admit that you guys are great at what you do down there.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to spend my time watching all that. So that 3:30 slot on CBS, I used to kind of steer clear, but now Big Ten action. Let's go.
Let's go. My only core with SEC is that there's great high school football and great players that play the game of football, not from south of the Mason-Dixon line. That's all I have to say. We ball in Ohio.
I mean, the country does exist up here.
Right.
Yeah.
We got Army fatigue up here.
There's good stuff up
we
here.
We got tractors up here.
Yeah, we got football. It's played pretty well up here. All right, college football polls, good stuff. Hey, there is a really fun storyline brewing for Halloween night. Scary in the NFL. And one of our guys is front and center for it. DeVier is in. It is the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Get a great deal on select Kubota equipment, the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience in the U.S. The versatile lineup is built to help you make the most of your land. Right now at participating dealers, get a Kubota compact tractor for 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months, plus save up to $800 on qualifying implements. Now through October 31st. See us or go to KubotaUSA.com/disclaimers for full disclaimer.
Hello, I'm Gene Smith, Senior Vice President and Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletic Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donatos, Huntington, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in the great state of Ohio through our Buckeyes Care initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag Buckeyes Care.
Jimmy walks up to the line. His credit card debt is calling a blitz. He signals to Upstart.com for an audible. Final play. Pike. Jimmy drops back. In a flash, he cuts over to a streaking Upstart.com with a no-cost rate check on a personal loan. He's wide open. An easy toss for Jimmy by finding a great rate in minutes. He applies. He's approved. And touchdown.
Tackle your credit card debt with a personal loan. Check your rate at upstart.com today. That's upstart.com. Loans are made by Upstart Lending Partners. Loan terms will be determined based on credit, income, and other information provided in your application. Not all applicants will be approved.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
Hi, I'm Gene Smith, Senior Vice President and Director of Athletics. Ohio State Athletics and Cardinal Health know how important diversity, equity, and inclusion are to the success of our community, employees, and student athletes. And we believe an equitable culture creates a community that attracts and retains the very best. Visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/Buckeye-inclusion to learn more and join us as we educate and celebrate the value of diversity and inclusion.
And now we're on our way with Coda, a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Whether it's game day or every day, Coda moves Buckeyes fans down the line toward victory. Download the Transit app today for an easy way to plan and pay for your next trip. Visit coda.com/transit app to learn more.
Bobby Carpenter once sold workout equipment on QVC Canada. There's no joke here. That actually happened. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekdays starting at 6.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Thinking of popping the question? Diamonds Direct has an offer you can't miss. This month only, buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. No one provides education, selection, and value like Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet from your friends at Diamonds Direct won't last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by JPMorgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC, subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A few thunderstorms around on this Wednesday. Temperatures holding around 80 degrees. Overnight, we'll see the showers and storms ending. Temperatures down to the mid-60s and dry start on Thursday morning. Most of the partly sunny skies, breezy and warm with highs around 80 degrees. With your Doppler 10 forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
The best sports talk in the Big Ten lives right here. Now back to the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
Timmy Hall, DeVier, Posey, all you fine Buckeye fans. By the way, we got the show on YouTube now, so if you're close to getting home and in the past you haven't, listened to us when you got home or you waited for the podcast to come out, which that's still a thing too. Don't forget about that. 5-10 minutes after each show is done, search up the Buckeye Show, download and subscribe to the podcast. We know you're listening and watching in more ways than ever here in 2024, and we just want to be wherever you are. So we're also on YouTube Live, and we got the chat room going. I was supposed to ask Dane a question about knocking out Terrell Pryor.
Wait, what?
Is that just a story that is not
knocked out TP?
Yeah, apparently. I mean, that the fans want to know. I never heard of that. I never heard of that before. Spencer chimed in with that.
Well, there was.
Is it true?
There was something there. There was something there, and I was breaking it up. Yeah, there was something there. It was
maybe not a knockout, but there was certainly a dust up.
There
Things
was.
happen.
There was. Oh man, I actually forgot about that. Yeah.
I love watching DeVier's face right now.
Because it's just coming back. It's coming back. Like it's you. I didn't even. How did you know about that?
Somebody just asked. I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
I knew nothing about it. But clearly, those stories. You know how the rumor mill goes.
Yeah. I don't know if it was
in
a
this
knockout.
town. If something happens, it's going to get out.
Yeah. And these are like pre-Twitter days. Too.
Pre-Twitter days.
These are legends.
What was it? Just some words being said, or just something over a quarterback receiver? Not getting the ball enough, type of thing.
No.
But Dane's not that guy.
No. It was like integrity, work ethic attacked, type of who are you?
What are we doing type of stuff. What are we doing?
Yeah. And Dane was like, he's just a guy you could never question that with. And so if you question it, he's going to check you on it. You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah. It's just like, Tim, like I would never say Tim doesn't work hard,
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Because I see it. But if somebody questions you, you would check them.
If you really felt strongly about it.
Absolutely.
I guess that's where the push comes to shove, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's good to get called on something, isn't it?
Yeah.
And like you can tell from like looking at somebody in their eyes, no matter how they respond, like how they truly feel about it. Like sometimes sometimes it's good to get checked on something or called on something if you really can be doing better. Stuff. I mean, that's why you see it a lot in sports, right? I mean,
got to be coachable.
We talked about Peyton earlier because he was here today. Yeah. One of my favorite clips is Jeff Saturday and Peyton Manning.
Yeah,
on this clip, right? Yeah. You've seen that one, right, Baker?
That was intense, and teammates go there. That happens all the time. It was like on that level, Tim. It wasn't like over anything else, but it was like let's raise each other's game type of thing.
And the thing that's great about that, like. The Peyton and Saturday one is that it's pretty well documented how both of those players' work ethic and integrity is. So it's like two guys that are kind of very high at that level, just so passionate about what they're doing, and something gets said that kind of questions the other one, and it's just like, no.
I should have fought TP so I got 4 touchdowns too. I should have fought him too, because he needed to probably threw me 4 touchdowns in one game.
Right. Speaking of hot button stuff, this CJ Stroud thing from this week, this podcast that he did where I kind of had this moment on the show last night where I at first didn't think that CJ, making some comments on a podcast was all that big of a deal because I know how the game works now. Yeah. And a lot of players, current players, have a platform that really didn't get used. Yeah. And, we've got current players that have their own podcasts. Yeah. I think JJ Redick was just doing a podcast with LeBron. And he could be the coach.
It's fire.
He could be the coach of the Lakers right after this, from podcast to coach. And you love it, right? And JJ's great. So CJ, as I was kind of reading more and more of what exactly CJ said and then hearing some of it too, I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. And it's the CJ Stroud versus Aaron Rodgers stuff where at least a few different takes were made clear by CJ. And it's like a couch setting, pretty informal type of podcast.
Absolutely.
And first one was that, Eli Manning or Aaron Rodgers, whose career would you take? And he very quickly said Eli. And that's the thing where I was like, oh, come on. Like, you're going to make, like, CJ have to hate Aaron Rodgers over that. But then as it kind of layers down, then Matt Stafford came into the fray. Yeah. And he said something to the effect of, if Matt had all those Packers teams for those years, he'd have, like, many rings. Like 3 or 4 rings or something. I don't know what number exactly he put, but it was, like, multiple rings. And then what was the third thing, DeVier, that also kind of hit? He questioned him. He mentioned Tom Brady, CJ, about what a mentor Tom Brady is. And then he talked a little bit more in depth about, was Aaron Rodgers possibly not the greatest teammate? And he started walking down that road. And then you put those 3 things together and you say, whoa, CJ seems like he really doesn't like him some Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And those are 2 current players right now. And we know this new Aaron. Yeah. And that's what I was thinking is maybe the new Aaron that's more public and he'll tell you every single thought that he has, no matter how divisive it might be. Maybe CJ just doesn't love the guy that Aaron Rodgers is, and it affected how he answered some football questions. I'm speculating with that.
Full disclosure, anything CJ as a Buckeye and a Texan says, I support. I support C.J. Stroud.
I think I do too.
Yeah,
especially if he doesn't like Aaron, because I don't like him either.
And you know that I would take Jimmy Garoppolo over Aaron Rodgers. You know,
oh my God! Stop.
You've heard me say this. I'm
That's
just
wrong.
I'm not an Aaron Rodgers guy.
I'm not an Aaron Rodgers guy, but I can recognize too, career-wise, he's much, much, much better than Eli. But Eli does have 2 Super Bowl rings to his 1, and Aaron's one of the best quarterbacks that I've seen, talent-wise. Also not that big of a fan from all the stuff that he's done and said.
Yeah.
That's where it is.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm not buying his jersey, ever. I would never, ever, ever wear an Aaron Rodgers thing.
There's a lot of Sunday NFC championship games that I saw Aaron Rodgers not pull through for his team that I vividly remember. And I think the Giants went up to Lambeau the year they won the Super Bowl. Plexico Burrs had a great night in Lambeau, and Aaron Rodgers was the quarterback.
Eli has a bigger bank account, at least.
Eli, bigger bank account than Aaron?
I'm pretty sure at one time. Yeah, career earnings. Eli had the most, I think, at one time.
Not now, though, right? I mean, Aaron's
more
still
than Aaron, I think.
We got to respect Eli a little bit.
They're
I understand
both
his meek
doing
personality, but Eli was a baller, man. He's a number 1 overall pick, man.
Eli was the number 1 overall pick. I don't know if his stats are Hall of Fame worthy, but if Jake Ballard's
he's a famer
listening into the show right now, he'd want to strangle me for suggesting that Eli
he's going in
would be in the Hall.
He'll go in.
2 Super Bowls are 2 Super Bowls,
Yeah.
and the Patriots teams that you beat.
You beat?
Yeah.
What? You go Hall of Fame just for that?
Possibly.
The perfect team.
Possibly.
Well, Aaron has passed Eli, so I was wrong.
I mean, they probably both have over $240 million in career earnings. More than that.
252 for Eli, 342 now for Aaron.
342.
So he has passed him by a lot.
Yeah.
And some of these quarterbacks that are coming up now, but DeVier, you're going to get a Halloween night game. You're going to get a Halloween night game. CJ and Aaron and Mike Florio, who's Common Man's favorite NFL writer of all time. He wrote the piece, and I agree with it. Like this. Who Aaron Rodgers is today, all the things that he speaks out about, hard-pressed to find that this doesn't get back to him and he doesn't have something to say. And it makes it more interesting. I agree with Flory about that because CJ was a really, really good rookie, and he looks like he could be an elite quarterback for the foreseeable future, and he's saying this about Aaron Rodgers. What would Aaron say back to him?
Aaron's already responded in the locker room, and probably, what's coming up Thursday? Yeah, that last media day before OTAs, we'll get a response to him before Friday.
It's got to be asked. The local media's got to know.
The New York media will ask.
Yeah. Maybe the whole press conference.
Yes.
Right? We don't care what's going on with the Jets here. How's your health? You think you're going to play?
Yeah. Did you hear what CJ said?
Right. CJ said that you're not even the best quarterback in Georgia.
Yeah.
So, like, what do you have to say? Like, not the best in the country? Not the best in New York either. Oh, boy. All right. If you've been thinking who is the most underrated Buckeye in the NFL, I will remind you next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
It's the Kia Summer Sticker Sales Event. So give your friends something to look at and make this a summer to share and save with a capable Kia SUV like the Sorento, Sportage, Seltos, or Telluride, or a powerful sedan like the fun-to-drive Forte, each backed by a 10-year, 100,000-mile limited warranty. And for a limited time, get 1.9% APR for 48 months for well-qualified buyers and $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged 2024 Sportage and Sorento models. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-333-4KIA for details. Financing for 24 to 48 months from Kia Finance, subject to credit approval for purchase of a new 2024 Sportage or Sorento. Excludes hybrids and PHEVs. $21.65 per month per $1,000 financed at 48 months. $1,000 bonus cash on specially tagged models must be applied as down payment. Must take delivery by 7/8/24. Limited inventory. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See retailer for details.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Sundays are time for brunching with your favorite people. And when they don't invite you, listen to us instead. Fan Sports Sunday with Tito and DeVier Posey.
Sunday morning starting at 11.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Legend has it, underneath the NJM insurance offices lies a mysterious room of long-forgotten, moldy mascot memorabilia, often pitched by ad agencies, always rejected by NJM. Is it real? We may never know. But what is real is NJM's dedication to doing what's right for their customers. Astoundingly, they're proud to put policyholders first. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Learn more at njm.com.
There's a little slice of heaven in a country road's escape. Pure perfection in the form of uncrowded nature. Over 1.5 million acres of parks and public lands. From mountain biking to stargazing. Churning white water to quiet trout streams far off the grid. Almost heaven is down to earth in West Virginia. Plan your getaway now at wvtourism.com.
Hello, I'm Gene Smith, Senior Vice President and Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletic Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donatos, Huntington, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, and 10TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in the great state of Ohio through our Buckeyes Care initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag Buckeyes Care.
Marathon has some great news about the number 5, so I'm going to say it 5 times in 5 different ways.
Join Marathon Rewards and earn up to $5 in rewards on your first visit. Join and earn 5 cents in rewards for every gallon you buy.
Join in as little as 5 seconds.
Join to make 5 friends jealous. Join and get high fives.
It's easy to sign up at the station or go to marathonrewards.com. By joining with your phone number, you are agreeing to receive recurring automated informational marketing SMS/MMS messages from Marathon. Consent not required for purchase. Messaging and data rates may apply.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource. Proud to be your home for Ohio State Athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Block O on the radio. This is the Buckeye Show.
Timmy Hall and DeVier Posey. All you fine Buckeye fans, thank you so much for being a part of the show tonight. We got a lot of fun stuff going on this week. Good job, Rothman and Ice, today. They were at the halfway house. That's an old golf term.
Yeah.
Really is, you know. And at Muirfield Village, it's the nicest halfway house probably in the country. You know, yes. It is a real treat to be able to get a turkey sandwich in there. If you play the course, you can get a transfusion, any kind of beer, any kind of mixed drink you want. Oh, the trail mix. They have a big glass jar of the best trail mix that you've ever had in there. Well, they did their show right outside there, like off of 9 Green.
Yes, I saw that.
And they
all had the polos, top button, looking good.
Yeah, check the Fan, 971 The Fan on Twitter, some of the photos from them doing the thing. And Anthony was like running around trying to get, guys between 9 Green and 10 T-Box, like the celebs.
Yeah.
So you could check out on their feed. They had he had a quick Q&A with Peyton Manning, but it's Peyton Manning.
It's Peyton.
Omaha.
Yeah.
My dad was up there today too. He went up there, just walked the course and everything. He's sending me photos and telling me like how how close he was getting to Chris Pratt and Peyton Manning, hooking his ball like into the woods on number 9. And he's cracking jokes with Peyton about, oh, this isn't how you drew it up, is it? And he's like, the guys are very loose out there.
Yeah.
Very talkative with the gallery, and having a good time. You saw many, when Anthony was talking to Peyton, because there's a video that's up on our social for that too. He's literally signing autographs, walking, and answering questions from Anthony Rothman at the same time.
That's Peyton.
Peyton.
He can see the safety coming in, the linebacker. He can see the field.
right. Like you see a guy like outside the ropes who looks like Chops. Hi, would you please sign this for me? He clearly had given Peyton something to sign, like down the hill. And Peyton was kind of taking his time with that one. And so he was just like walking with his hand out. And Peyton, without even looking in his direction, just made the handoff to this guy, to the gentleman. Like he signed the stuff and then just with his left hand, here you go.
Statue of Liberty.
Give me another one. Yep, give me another one. Answering the questions. Yeah, it's a good question, Anthony. I think, we're going to try to play a little bit better on the back 9. And you're just getting loose, and Rory McIlroy's, hitting the tee shots, how bad could it be type of thing.
Yeah.
He's doing the interview. It was just everything. It was just something else. But this was sad news. And I guess I do have to change the verbiage to is the most underrated Buckeye in the NFL to was the most underrated Buckeye in the NFL as of today, unless something changes in the future. But Corey Linsley's time with the Chargers has come to an end.
Yeah.
And I do believe it. More than likely, that's going to be it. He's going to retire because he's had some medical things pop up here in the last year and a half. And that's too bad. But, man, we're talking about the center who was with Aaron Rodgers for a long time with the Packers, then signed the richest deal in NFL history for a center.
Yeah.
Went to the Chargers and was still awesome. He's been one of the NFL's best. And I honestly think we just never think of him, never think of this guy for Buckeyes in the league.
When you talk about Buckeye centers in Ohio State history, we always do top wide receivers. To me, there's Nick Mangold, Corey Linsley.
Nick Mangold is a good one.
Yes, and then Corey Linsley
and then Corey
after him. 10-year career. Obviously never got to play in the Super Bowl, but you're talking about a guy who's just been so consistent, Tim. He's so consistent. He's like you on a par 3, just every time.
Thank you.
He's going to par out.
Just hit the green.
Just hit the green, Tim. And that's what Corey's
Take your 2
done.
putts, hit the green.
And Corey came in 1 year after me at Ohio State. And
so you know each other.
I know Corey.
Yeah, so you're friends.
Celebrated him anytime I saw him. Man, proud of you, man. Obviously, you don't need but you're killing it. And funny story about Corey, he sits behind, because he's 1 year behind me. So he sits behind me in team meetings. I'm not in their individual meetings.
So this would be Brewster?
Mike Brewster's
the starter?
Yeah. Brewster's my class. And the reason, what made me start paying attention to him, Tim, the lights are off. We're watching the game on a Sunday, and I can just hear any offensive snap. Just as soon as the ball is snapped, before a handoff, before a pass, I hear a gripe. Oh, God, look at this. Like, what?
He's lamenting everything that Mike's doing.
Everything that Bruce, and that's the hard part about coming to Ohio State. Like, when you're good, you even have to wait your turn to show that you're good. And so I just would look back, and one day I just pulled him. I was like, Corey, like, are you cool with Brewster? No, I like Brewster, but it irks me to watch him play. And it might not been what he said verbatim, but I know he had verbal gripes. And so I always paid attention to him. And now we're talking about the second best center, if not the first best center, arguably him and Nick Mangold, 10-year career, Corey Linsley, and he backed up every single gripe with his NFL career.
Former All-Pro. He had 3 games in 2023. Chargers then had to place him on the reserve non-football illness list. He had a heart-related issue, so obviously it was something serious that had to be taken into consideration, and it seems like they're making the choice to not try to go forward and keep playing football. He said in January, just this past January, that he was 99% sure that he wouldn't be playing football again.
Yeah.
And this is what the Chargers team president, John Spano, said about him. Corey is everything you hope for in an NFL player. Consummate professional. his mentorship of young players, work ethic, integrity, leadership, competitive drive, the sense of humor, all played a role in earning him the C on his jersey throughout the entirety of his time with us. And as good of a football player as he is, Corey's an even better person. It's awesome. It's awesome. I've been in contact with him today, actually.
Oh, whoa.
One of the guys that just through the job here I was able to connect with, and I know he's got a place. Just in talking to him in past years, he'd typically been a guy we'd have on once a year.
Yeah.
Like a once-a-year check-in kind of guy, just to refamiliarize everybody with him.
Yeah.
Didn't connect with him last year, and then this thing happened. But he was either bought or built a house, I think somewhere close to the river, like in Upper Arlington.
Yep.
So he's got a place. I just don't know what his transition plan back to town is.
Yeah.
But sometime in early July or August, we'll try to get him down to the station. Yeah. Check in with a great,
Yeah.
a great Buckeye.
He's an Ohio guy through and through, man. Looking forward to having him back in town.
Yeah, that's good. When you look at the league now, any other underrated guys come to mind?
I don't think
Buckeyes in the league right now today. I thought this about Taylor Decker for the Lions.
Well, I think even a guy more underrated him was Andrew Norwell.
What's Norwell doing right now?
I don't know if he's still playing. But
I know at a time he signed the richest deal for a guard with the Jags.
But he was an undrafted guy, and he really got it through the mud and became one of the better offensive linemen in the league. And he's really underrated, and he's a Cincinnati guy. So I got a lot of love for him.
Okay, he last played for my guys, the Commanders, in 22 after he left the Jags.
Yep.
Didn't play last year, and he's a free agent. It might be the league might have retired him.
Sometimes
he's 32, but he had a great run and made a ton of money.
You know it late in the season, though. An offensive lineman like that with that experience might get called. You never know when the roster gets thin.
I think your Taylor Decker there is awesome because he was a guy that came into Ohio State. I think he played tight end a lot in high school and then transitioned to tackle maybe his senior year heading into Ohio State, and he's become one of the best left tackles in all of football. And I just think that's a good one because he's a guy that maybe didn't have the decorated career at Ohio State, almost like a Terry McLaurin, but has been so good in the pros.
And he got the first-round draft pick. Yes. So he was good enough at the end of his time at Ohio State to get the first-round draft pick. And I'm looking at like his bio here. He doesn't have any accolades, quote unquote, in the league. All the guy does, like you mentioned, like being a par 3 stud, he plays and starts football games, and he's solid at left tackle.
He got some love this year with the Lions run, man.
He did.
Yeah, he did, man. And he was there in Detroit through the hard times with the transition, saying bye to Stafford, saying hello to Goff, and just stayed there through it all.
That's why also you love to see it because that's a guy where the team sucked at the beginning, and not like he's at that level.
He's one of the pillars of the rebuild, for sure.
One of the pillars, but I was thinking, maybe the players aren't at the similar level, even though I think Taylor's very, very, very good and underrated. But what Joe Thomas had to do with the Browns, being an all-time great offensive lineman and just never getting to play for anything of substance. It's almost one of the NFL's great tragedy stories.
Yeah.
Joe Thomas.
It's one of the great
tragedy. It's much worse than Dan Marino. I mean, my God. Dan Marino. Dan Marino got. I'm just saying. Is it a lie? No.
We support the Browns here.
We love the Browns. We love the Browns, but that can be true. I'm just stating facts here, right? That's what we're supposed to do. Dan Marino played in the playoffs, and I mean, how many Super Bowls did Dan play in? Did he play in 2?
I think just one. He got to that one. Wasn't his second year, and then that was it. They never got back.
Yep.
But, I mean, they had good teams, and he put up big numbers.
At least he got to play for one, right, Joe? He got to play for didn't even
sniff one.
And
Joe got to the playoffs
one time.
You know the thing about Joe that's impressive? Like, he didn't really have a great quarterback to block for. He's just like, whoever's back there, you're not tackling.
Yeah.
It's like, who's back there this week? Oh, okay.
Come on, Charlie Fry, let's go.
I got you.
I know you
Come
suck.
on, Jason Campbell. I got you, bro.
But I'm going to do my best to help
Who's that,
you.
Crouch back there?
Spurgeon win? Never heard of this guy.
Spurgeon? All right. Seemed like everybody wanted to know what these two very familiar Buckeye faces were talking about today. Tell you about that as we look at some hashtags next. It's the Buckeye Show on the Fan.
We're We're known for three things: games, conversation, and Common Man yelling about things only he cares about. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
They're trained. They're prepared. Let's do it. They're Ohio's undefeated plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling team. And they're here to tackle your problems. For plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling, there's only one team. The Waterworks. Better care, better value, better results. Call the Waterworks at 614-232-2222 or visit them online at thewaterworks.com. A proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Kroger always gives you savings and rewards on top of our lower-than-low prices. And when you download the Kroger app, you can enjoy over $500 in savings every week with digital coupons. Plus, you can earn fuel points to save up to $1 per gallon at the pump. And with a Boost membership, you'll save even more with double fuel points and free delivery. So you can always save big every day with our savings and rewards. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Savings may vary by state. Restrictions apply. See site for details.
Extreme Limo is proud to be Central Ohio's first choice for luxury transportation. Serving our community since 2006, Extreme Limo has a full range of luxury cars, limos, and party buses for every occasion. And now offering you the new officially licensed Ohio State bus. You can travel in scarlet and gray style to your next game, wedding, or special event. Celebrate life and stretch the limit. Call Extreme Limo at 614-483-3300 to book today or visit extremelimo.com. That's XTREME limo.com.
Hi, I'm Gene Smith, Senior Vice President and Director of Athletics. Ohio State Athletics and Cardinal Health know how important diversity, equity, and inclusion are to the success of our community, employees, and student athletes. And we believe an equitable culture creates a community that attracts and retains the very best. Visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/Buckeye-inclusion to learn more and join us as we educate and celebrate the value of diversity and inclusion.
Common Man and T-Bone.
Man's got to know his limitations, man. You okay over there?
Yeah.
You need me to rub on it?
Oh, I need a rub.
You need me to suck on your toes?
You're damn right.
Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekdays 3 to 6 on The Fan.
I'm Tiffany, founder of Harlem Pilates. When I couldn't find Pilates in my neighborhood, I started a studio from my studio apartment. Chase Inc. helped me grow from one Pilates studio to 3. Because when you start small, you're going to need some big help.
With the Chase Inc. Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for Business. Make more with yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Diamonds Direct has done it again. This month only, get ready for an offer you can't resist. Buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right, a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet will not last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Need inspiration? Shop Kroger for over 30,000 mouth-watering choices with savings beyond low prices, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $1 off per gallon at the pump. More savings and more inspiring flavors make Kroger worth it every time. Kroger, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Save big on 12 packs of Coca-Cola, Pepsi, or 7-Up. Select varieties or buy 2, get 2 free with your card. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Summer is finally here in Ohio, and the best part about summer is the fresh fruits and vegetables. And the best place to find them, well, it's one of my favorite places to eat. That is Bob Evans, because they're going to make sure they have the farm freshest ingredients right to your plate. They have 3 new salads: the steakhouse salad, the grilled chicken chop salad, and my favorite, the summer berry salad. Grilled chicken, strawberries, blueberries, pecans, feta cheese, everything you like, it's all there, and it's all fresh and delicious. So go check them out and learn more at bobevans.com.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Social media can be a cesspool. Allow us to navigate the waters. #Buckeyes.
Sponsored by The Waterworks. Trust the pros at The Waterworks for all your plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling needs. Visit thewaterworks.com today to get started.
Timmy Hall, DeVier, Posey, fun show. Good show.
Great show. You brought my guy in here, surprised me. It was awesome.
Dane Sanzenbacher spent most of the 6 o'clock hour, from the 6:19 segment to the end of the 6 o'clock hour. We talked about a lot of fun stuff.
Poor Dane. We got to get him out of retirement. Get him back in the media world.
Yeah,
Keep pulling him out.
Dane's got some media experience. You can tell. Like he's
a pro.
You don't hear too many guys going from NFL wide receiver to news reporter in Toledo in 1 year. He might be the only guy ever to have that 2-year span on a resume.
Absolutely. Got to pull him out of retirement. Get him on the fan team.
He was fun. I'm looking at this one from Kellyanne Stitz. Kellyanne, pause, comma, space, colon, Stitz. Stitts.
Got to be very careful with that one.
Very slow. Say the name very, very slow.
Yep.
Kellyanne, space, wait for it, Stitz. She's with ABC, right? Our old pal Dave Holmes.
Yes, sir.
Working with her now. Dave was texting me on the show, too. He was happy to hear a bunch of old Washington Redskins wide receivers' names get dropped. He heard me say Gary Clark. He's like, oh, number 84. He's like, did you say Ricky Sanders? I'm like, yes, I said Ricky Sanders. I had a poster that had Gary Clark, Ricky Sanders, and Art Monk on it, and they were all Cowboys. It was a clear shot to the Dallas Cowboys. It was amazing. Yeah. Had like the Capitol building and the Washington Monument in the background. They had like a couple of horses and they had lassos and ropes. It's great.
You didn't have a lot of teams with 3 stud receivers like that back then because people didn't throw the ball.
No. Might be one of the better wide receiving trios of all time. And it doesn't get talked about.
Definitely in the league back then.
Definitely.
In the 80s.
Definitely back then. And that was early 90s at that time, because that would have been 91 I'm talking about. But to what Kellyanne's tweet was, I mean, you talk about, those are a couple of dudes on a bench right there.
Those are dudes. That bench is lucky.
That's a lucky bench right there. That's a couple of dudes on a bench. And that's Ryan Day. Needs no introduction. We're very familiar with our guy, the Beard, and the Golden Bear, Jack Nicklaus. Just Ryan Day and Jack sitting on the bench at the memorial. I saw Ryan Day, a bunch of the Buckeye players. I saw Quinshon and Trey. They were up there. It was like the Golden Cubs, little, some charity work being done by Ryan Day and some of the football players. So good stuff on them. And Kellyanne just says, Ryan and Jack taking some time to catch up, talking some Ohio State football. Hashtag Buckeyes. It's even the segment, I
love it.
I don't know if they were actually talking Buckeyes, but then one of the great dudes on social media, right? I played golf with this guy last November. Got to meet him for the first time from, Reflog. McNeil did the old, Browns parade for the winless season. That's how he went to fame. So he lives this life. He superimposed a message. So this is Jack talking to Ryan.
Yeah.
He says, next year, your ass isn't welcome here if you don't beat that team up north.
Oh, man.
So that's what they were talking about.
The Golden Bear.
So there you go.
Hey, man.
Jack loves his Buckeye football.
He does.
Loves it.
He pays attention. So I got Jay Book. He retweeted an On3 NIL tweet. On3 kind of follows NIL. Top 100 2025 wide receivers Jeremy French and Vernell Brown have inked NIL deals with American Eagles just hours after FHSAA passed the bylaw to allow NIL in Florida high school sports. Jay Book says American Eagle is Ohio State's premier NIL partner. Could this be a coincidence? Or did the Buckeyes find an NIL loophole? I love it. I love it. I love it. Bring these guys in. I was up at practice and I snuck into the basketball court and I saw Jamie Finch on the basketball court just shooting. And I was like, who's that? I was just like, who is this kid?
Yeah.
Like, because my son was trying to get some shots up. And
there's a feeling there.
He just like walked up, dunked off vert. And I was like, yeah, we need this kid.
Yeah, let's get it done.
Let's get it done.
Let's get this done. Let's see here. What about a minute of the Golden Bear here to close the show? I got Jack Nicklaus on playing his college golf right here at Ohio State. This is from just yesterday.
Yeah.
Kicking off the memorial. Here we go, Jack.
I think a lot of fellas sort of shy away at times from coming north. And I always looked at college off one way. I says, you either went all the way north or all the way south. In between, they felt like in the middle belt. A lot of times they said, well, the weather's halfway good enough, we're going to stay there. But the guys north figure out that, hey, it's not good enough. They need to go south. And of course, the guys south are already south. So I never felt any real big disadvantage about coming up here to school. I mean, Ohio State's a great school. Columbus is a great town. You've got a lot of really good golf courses in Columbus, Ohio, to play golf at. It's a great place to come and be part of. I had offers from a lot of schools to play golf elsewhere. I loved Ohio State. I wanted to be a Ohio State student, and I loved going to the football games and basketball games, being part of the fraternity life and the school life and the things that went on. So that's what I wanted to do. So that was just important to me as playing on the golf team.
I love it, man.
Yeah.
For him to stay here and with the weather and where you could have a year-round golf schedule somewhere else.
Yep.
You ever think about that for football purposes? Just weather and climate?
Nah, I was cool with playing in the cold. I mean,
totally cool.
Cool with it.
It's football.
Cool with it.
It's football, Dave.
Yeah. Tim, one thing I love about what Jack said, all the golf courses in Ohio, we're golf guys. I don't know if this is, I'm trying to figure out when this article was, 2023. Ohio is ranked 6th in the USA at 757 golf courses in the state.
Really?
Yeah, behind Michigan, New York, Texas.
For just number of golf courses, public and private?
Florida is number 1 with 1,200.
I get that.
California. 2, 921. Texas, 907.
Texas.
New York and Michigan surprised me.
Yeah, New York, Michigan.
Yeah.
That's good for Ohio, man.
It is.
That's good. Well, DeVier, appreciate it, man.
Man.
Have fun at the Memorial this weekend.
I hope I see you.
I hope so, too, man. I hope so, too. Well, we had fun. NBA Finals coming up tomorrow, so we look forward to that. Coming up next, though, a little thing called On the Money. Have a good night on The Fan.
Matty Ice is currently bathing himself in creamy jalapeno dip. And I've officially run out of ways to tease this show. Rothman and Ice.
Weekdays at noon.
The Fan.
Eric was way behind on his taxes.
I owed a lot of money to the IRS, almost $15,000. I tried to make payments.
The IRS wasn't satisfied with Eric's efforts, so they came after him full force.
They're coming to put a lien and a hold on all my income, my home, my car. I was just overwhelmed at what to do.
Then Eric called Optima Tax Relief.
When Optima Tax got involved, the calls would stop, the threats would stop. It was easy like 1, 2, 3.
Optima Tax Relief is A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and their team of expert tax professionals took care of Eric's problem.
I owe $15,000, and now my debt is clean. I don't owe anything.
Take Eric's advice.
If you have a tax problem, you need to call Optima Tax now.
Call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
Marathon has some great news about the number 5, so I'm going to say it 5 times in 5 different ways.
Join Marathon Rewards and earn up to $5 in rewards on your first visit. Join and earn 5 cents in rewards for every gallon you buy.
Join in as little as 5 seconds.
Join to make 5 friends jealous. Join and get high fives.
It's easy to sign up at the station or go to marathonrewards.com. By joining with your phone number, you are agreeing to receive recurring automated informational marketing SMS/MMS messages from Marathon. Consent not required for purchase. Messaging and data rates may apply.
Libman makes a difference. The Libman Mop Crew is a part of our winning team. The Libman Mop Crew makes sure the hardwood is safe and clean for the players every game at the Schottenstein Center. No matter what kind of flooring you have at your home court, Libman has the tools to keep it clean. Our mops, brooms, and brushes are proudly family made in the USA. Visit Libman.com to see our whole lineup and for a store locator. That's Libman.com. Libman, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Come on over to Heartland and
Join our family.
Did the pandemic eliminate quality customer service? Well, many places it did, but not here at Heartland Bank. Imagine getting top quality service and good advice as well to help you down life's road. It's community banking, and it's alive and well in the Heartland. I'm Scott McComb, CEO. Coming over to Heartland, where banking really feels good.
Where banking feels good.